Welcome back to Self-Built. Today is another meal prep video, and we're going to be making some meal shakes. These are the most versatile meals that I make just because they're so convenient, so quick to make, and they're also really cheap, and you can customize it to whatever your preference is. This has probably been my breakfast for like the last 7 or 8 years, if not even longer. I'll drink one of these between 2 and 3 times a day just because it's so convenient, quick, and it can taste really good too, depending on what configurations you do. There's a lot of different flavor ideas. We'll go through it in a minute here, but let's jump into this. Here's the ingredients that I use. This was nice and set, but my audio wasn't on, so I'm reshooting it for you. So it might not be picture perfect, but hey. So all you need is a blender. I've got juice. This is apple juice. I know it says water, but I just use juice concentrate because it's cheap and easy to store. Egg whites for protein. Oh, that's carbs. Chia seeds, it's got really good protein, fat, and a little bit of carbs and fiber. And then this is pretty cool, this yogurt. Typically I wouldn't say add a yogurt. I mean, you could for digestive issues and all that jazz. But I like this because the nutrition facts are really nice. Very low fat and very low carb considering, and then high protein. If it'll zoom in a little bit. I get these from Smith's. They are Kroger brand. They're called Carb Master. If you have one of those in your area, I'd recommend these. They're also super cheap. Right now they're 60 cents. Before everything got all crazy with prices, they were 40 cents a piece. So I really liked that too. And then over here, I've got my oatmeal. I've already made a couple shakes just to knock it out. So let's show you how this is done. Something I like to do to save time and make it even quicker is, since I've got a big enough blender, I'll do triple the amount of the recipe so I can make 3 at a time, and you'll see how quick this is. Even with me talking and explaining things, it's still pretty fast. So we'll start with some easy carbs or juice. Typically for one shake, I'll just do 8 ounces, but since I'm tripling it, we're gonna go to 24. And then for easy protein, we're just gonna do egg whites. I like to get my egg whites from like Costco or just some sort of big box store because they're typically pretty cheap compared to other stores. So I'll do one there, another there, and then this one ran out of gas, so we'll get our last third one right here. Next, we'll throw in some chia seeds. I'll typically do 1 tablespoon per shake. I like doing chia seeds just because it makes it exciting. I mean, it's technically a superfood if you want to get all with that. It's got good fiber, a little bit of carb, and some protein. With chia seeds, they get kind of like gelatinous a little bit. They kind of turn into jellyfish little things. It doesn't affect like the thickness of the shake really. But you'll notice as you're drinking it, you may notice a little bit of those. If that doesn't sound good, then just don't add them. You could add like something like flaxseed or something. It's got some good omega fats there, so a good substitute would be like flaxseed. I would do a powder because flax seeds, they just go right through you. You won't absorb anything. Next we'll do the yogurts. The yogurts, they've got like, I don't know, 12 different flavors. So there's a huge variety that you can go through. One benefit you can do when you're mixing multiple shakes is you can make your own mix of flavor. You can do all 3 the same flavor, or you can do all completely different flavors. I'm just at the point, I just surprised myself. So this first one, we're gonna be doing some key lime. Second one we got here is some blackberry. And the last and final is peach. So it's gonna be quite the mixture. They have all sorts of crazy. You can do like black forest cheesecake and all that stuff. I'm not a huge fan of like the desserty ones because they're a little too sweet for my taste. But hey, do whatever works for you. Extra protein. I'm not gonna add the oatmeal until I pour them in the shakers. My thinking is I just like to make sure I try to get all the ingredients as even as possible in all the shaker cups. when you blend egg whites, make sure you don't do it at a super high speed because it'll whip it and it gets foamy and bubbly and all that stuff. You can do that for like desserts and all that, but when you're trying to drink it, it's no good. So I'll just put it on the lowest setting. All I'm going for is for it to mix up all the yogurt and all that, so it's all the same. You can see the chia seeds floating around. And then I'll just lay out my 3 shakes right here. I'll try to do it as even as possible, but if they're way off, I'll just kind of distribute it a little bit. Not too bad. I'll just give these a little bit of loving with this one, just like that. And then I'll add a 1/2 cup of oatmeal. Give it a little bit of slow carbs, some fiber, all that goodness. With the oatmeal, if you let it sit after roughly about maybe an hour or 2, it'll soften up. Otherwise you have to chew it a little bit. To me, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But if you're a big texture person, you might want to let it soak, or you can even microwave it to soften it up. I've done it both ways where you microwave it, and I stopped doing it just because it took so long and it dirtied more dishes. It's nice just to have to clean your blender and a spoon instead of a bowl. I know, really hard. And then once you got it in, just shake it up. Make sure it's all mixed through. And then I've got 2 more I want to make, so I'm gonna make that real quick. And there we are, we got our herd of shakes, good to go. I'm just gonna toss them in the fridge. As far as how long they last, I've never had one go bad on me or smell off or anything. The longest I've ever had it go is, right now, I'll have 2 a day, so typically I've got 12, so it'll last me 6 days. But when I'm trying to like gain weight, I'll do 3 a day. But yeah, I don't know how long they'll typically last with preservatives and all that stuff. So that's up to you on what you want to decide of how long you want these to stay in your fridge. But yeah, I haven't had any bad experiences with it. And it's so easy to be able to drink your calories and it still keeps you full. It's not like a weight gainer shake or a meal replacement to where it's just powder, then it just goes right through you. This actually has substance and real food to it. It makes it really easy when you're trying to get calories and meals in. When I'm trying to gain weight, I'll eat about 7 to 8 meals a day, and this just makes it much, much easier. Less cooking, less chewing, all that. Or if you're on the go, just grab a little cooler with an ice brick and you can pile in a whole bunch. So it makes it pretty easy. If I haven't already, I'll leave all the nutrient information on these, and you can configure it to whatever you want. And you can configure this to whatever you want. If you wanted to add some peanut butter, if you're trying to throw on some weight, hey, that'll be perfect. It might alter the flavor of the yogurts a little bit, but hey, sometimes function is better than flavor. I hope you enjoy my meal shake recipe and try it out for yourself or make some tweaks to it to what you like. If you've got any comments about it, let me know in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and we'll see you next time on More Self Build.